Hello everyone, Kenty Tiger here with Bengali Engineering and Play. We are once again back in The Last Caretaker. So, been a really fun game so far. This is still in demo version, so they're going to release here on the 6th of November. So about 8 days away, which is, I can barely wait. I've really had a lot of fun in this game. So, anyway, let's get to it. So we're continuing on in the same game. So we do have some saves there. So that was the last one. Now, I did a bit off camera, mostly because cleaning up is really just boring as hell. So what I did was completely cleaned off this dock. I cleaned off the catwalk up there. There's some stuff up there. I went up to the roof and cleared off some of that, but I'll share some of that with you because, I mean, it's kind of fun to see. There's also some hidden stuff that I want to cover up there. And so we're going to do a couple things down here. So you remember the chairs here. So these two chairs were here. I did bring one other chair down, and I think there's two more up there. So those are on the roof. They're blue chairs. I think I only need two blue chairs, but you know, I can't create them, so might as well steal them. So. And I guess it's really not stealing because I'm the only one alive, besides bugs. Okay, we'll come back to these. Let's do some kind of important stuff for right now. So the first thing I want to do, in fact, I'll go ahead and just connect on here. Oh, you know what? I don't have the things I need. At least I don't think I do. Let me check my inventory. Yeah. Okay. So here's what I've done. I did an awful lot of cleaning house, of course. So I have copper and iron, and I think I need plastic, but we're going to check. And I made a metric boatload of cable. Okay. So you'll see why as we progress forward. Might not be this episode, but it'll definitely you'll start to see what the method to my madness is here. So let's okay, tab, then to build, because I really want to see what do I need for. I do need plastic. Okay, so I have I need plastic there too. So really I just need iron plastic and copper plastic. So let's grab some plastic. So I started putting stuff together. One of the things that I have discovered in my playthroughs is you're if you truly collect everything, turn it all into materials, you're going to need about 12 containers. So I've built a bunch. What my intention here was, so 9 and 9. Now, this was probably a bug. So there was one time I loaded in, I had all the boxes on this side, and my ship was literally capsizing. So problems. It screwed up an awful lot of things, which I think the things that screwed up were buggy. So even after I loaded the save, my light, so all these light bars are actually light bars. So even though we only see a portion of them, they go all the way through. So this is literally one big light bar that goes all the way through. Even though it looks like it doesn't, it really does. And there's lights all over the ship. So the lights apparently are not actually part of the ship, which kind of makes sense. Objects in game, these particular objects emit light, and so they're very specialized. So blah blah blah. I mean, I'm probably preaching to the choir there, but anyway, this was out on the pier. So I just brought that in. I have not brought the mattress for this. So, and this is one of the tables. This is the Formica top table. So I've got some stuff. Brought this. You remember from a previous episode, we pitched those down. Those were way upstairs. So pitched all these down and brought them. So there's one here. There's one up on the bridge. So this is where it will live, and then the bridge is where that is. So one crate down here that I pitched off ended up on the ship. So right now this is a spare, so it's just kind of sitting here, and what I thought I would end up doing is if I end up with extra parts and pieces, I can shut this off right now. I need to use power. All the power go to the batteries. That would be all the better. So a spare container, what I thought I would use this for, and it may actually move to somewhere else. Why don't we go ahead and do that? So I don't want it to cover the light, the socket there, but I do want it out of the way so the socket here is accessible. So parts and pieces. So if we look in my inventory here, I've got 2 alloy frames and 1 display screen. If you played the game a little bit already yourself, you know that's another box. And so even though I don't need another box per se, we're going to build this on the roof. And that way I can carry the last of the stuff that's up there down. I just throw it all in the box and then carry it down. One of the interesting things, it may actually be a bug, you can put, of course, 50 kilograms into a box. Now, normally carrying that 50 kilograms, you would think that's part of your weight that you are having to carry now. It isn't. So if you are under your weight, which you can see over here right now is at 106, so I'm pushing things a little bit. So even though you see 72.6 here, all of the stuff in your inventory, so the holster, the action bar, and the equipment are actually part of this equation. So even though it says 72.6 out of 100, think of that as like a built-in container, right? So the container can hold 100 kilograms of stuff, but your actual weight includes all these stuff that are in your holsters. So they're not part of your inventory, but they're part of holster. So those all go to calculating weight. So anyway, for what that's worth. Okay, so we need plastic. So let me see. I think plastic was up here. Yes, I definitely don't need that much. So let's split this and then carry that much down, which is going to drive us up. So now our total weight is going to be a bit over what it is. So yeah, but I can still move, thankfully. All right. So building the box, which will ultimately come down here. So here's another tidbit that in my reading, you don't necessarily have weight limits on the boat. What they have said is that as the boat gets heavier and heavier, the performance through the water will suffer proportionally. Now, what those limits are, I have no idea. Could you possibly carry enough stuff to the point where your boat has really, truly poor performance? I don't know. So given that, so like I said, I have managed to fill about 12 boxes. So you can see I've got a lot of stuff here. Where they're red is where they're full. These are not so full, but as you can see, I'm well on the way to filling these guys up. These are much less. So right now I'm not really balanced. So we will try to balance things out. So you see I have 3 full containers and 2 partials over here, whereas over here I have 2 full containers and arguably two partials. That's being generous on that one there. So anyway, not really balanced, but I'm also pier side and moored with mooring cables and anchored. so probably not going to have too many issues. So I did save, of course, right before I started, which is where we loaded into the game. So the bed came in, sorry, the rest frame came in, and that table, like I said, with the Formica top is also in here, and we'll get some more stuff in here. So like I said, I like to outfit the ship, and maybe this is a bit OCD, so these two tables came in. We might have done that on camera. I don't remember now. Ah, forgot. Oops. Right, so this we can just get off the deck. F to rotate, and we'll bring that back here because ultimately that goes into the machine. Alright, so we got chairs and stuff upstairs, but like I said, we're doing some things down here. It may have some more crap on the deck. Nope, don't see anything. Alright, so let's work our way topside, as they say, which is actually topside to the ship, but I'll use that for this platform. You see we still have a lot of stuff on the deck, and we will eventually clean this up because there's stuff that I want to do, which will greatly improve just the stability of your ship. So we'll eventually get to that, but ultimately I want some more power because those three up there, they're nice, they're fine and dandy, but they're not enough. So what I discovered was if you have 10 of the Whisper wind turbines, so it's basically 3 on the starboard bow, 3 on the port bow, and then 4 on the stern, and then 18 solar panels right here, centerline. Then that is actually quite adequate. You can charge yourself and run your equipment, and you will run down the battery, but it won't go really below 3. And remember, it's a 6, so 6 kilowatt hours, which is quite a bit. You've got a lot of storage there, so really it never rolls down. And because of the 10 wind turbines, it doesn't really even matter what weather you're in. So even when they're going slow, they're generating reasonably well. And so anyway, we'll eventually get there, but that's the end goal, and I've played with that quite a bit. So I know it works. Now will it cover everything when you really get going and you have the water purifier and all that sort of stuff? Maybe not. So we might have to reevaluate some, but it's adequate for the sake of progressing forward. And you may have to shut things off every once in a while, let the batteries fully charge again, but it really did very well. Now, one of the other things we're going to do, we still have a lot of cleanup up here. So remember, this was the door we came through to get into the hangar originally. I haven't really done any cleaning up there. So we have a whole lot of work left to do as we effectively clean our way back to the basement, the bedrooms there. So that's going to be quite a bit of work. So we're going to work our way over there, which is what I affectionately call the topside. So, all right. Yep, let's do that first. I have everything I need there. Ultimately, we will end up down in the basement, and I guess we could just do that now. So one of the things I am intending on doing, so we're going to connect here. So we are literally going to run power down to the bedrooms. Okay, we're going to do a few things here. So one of the things I want to do, we're going to leap this initially. Oh! That did not work out as planned. Alright, so let me do this. You see I'm reeling in. Kind of interesting how that works. I guess I am a bit heavy, so that's one of the problems. So one of the things I've discovered, you can actually just float into the ladder. Now, I hate to say you swim like a total moron, but you swim like a total moron. So when you're trying to move things around, and maybe this is just the way they've got the game designed right now, they may change some of this stuff in the future, but swimming and water handling, if you're not going in a straight line and you're trying to, kind of do precision station keeping for carrying things up, it is painful. So anyway, we want to get across this gap. So because I'm a little bit heavy, that apparently means I cannot jump that anymore, which is unfortunate, but here's another trick. So the reality is you can actually walk across this. It doesn't look like it, but if we stay right here on the edge, make it lie around me. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and do this first. So one of the things, this was something really clever someone did, and I want to try it and see if it works, and I'm hoping it will. So what I want to do is put this. Alright, so that doesn't quite go across, which I was hoping it would. Let me try this again, and I think I can crouch. Okay, crouch is control, so what I'm going to have to do here is move. Not sure why that didn't work out so well. So the question is, will that actually work? Oh, can't quite go across. Alright, so what I'm trying to do is get this right on the edge, and I don't know if that's going to work or not. Go back down, and not quite. Again, so that should be right on the edge here. So on the plus side, that works there. The question is, can it work on this side? And I don't know. So I'm guessing that this will. So we have this one here, which is actually a bit wider. The downside is there are no more of these, so I've already cleaned up, which means if this doesn't work, then okay. So let's rotate this. All right, so we'll go over here and we'll put this down. Stable or not. Well, I tried. Hey, look at that. Not sure. is kind of one of the interesting aspects. So even though I'm not actually touching the bulkhead there, I'm touching the bulkhead. So as you can see, I'm not on that corner post, but it's trying to do that. So I guess I can't get that any closer, so it's barely on the edge there, so Alright, I'll throw that onto the ship. So more of a safety net here than anything else. I don't know that I certainly would not trust that in real life. So a couple things to remember: there are beams that are here. In fact, the beam, one of them of course fell in the water. So interestingly, a metal beam floats. So I guess we'll go ahead and take care of this, because this is light enough that I can actually pitch it onto the boat. I'm a little heavy, so here's what I'm saying about, and you'll probably discover a lot of this for yourself. Is that not doing what Oh. So, you know, metal floating for one, and trying to control your character when you're in the water for two is very frustrating. So, so another thing I tried earlier, and I don't know if it will work with a beam, but I guess we'll give it a shot. So you get yourself lined up with the ladder, you go straight in at it, and then look up, and sometimes you can actually carry stuff up. Yeah, let's do it. So this may be kind of the method of choice. So of course you're a moron, you can't actually get onto the ship. All right. So as I said, I cleaned up a lot of stuff around here. So there was two beams. In fact, that was the two beams right there. So even though those are long beams, they don't quite fit. Oh, look at that. All right, let me, so this is why you have batteries. These are the medium batteries. So, all right, go. All right, so we're gonna head backwards to kind of where we started, really. All right, let me try this all again, because I'm forgetting what, you know, what I intended to do. All right, so jump. Now I can do it. I guess I may have just screwed up, whatever it was. All right, so connect. So we're gonna go all the way over here, and then see where it goes. Okay, so you see 20 meters up 20 meters, so this is the limit, but we are going to put a connector down here. So and then the reset switch, because we're pointed at that, now it says connect, so we're going to connect that on there. Now, even holding this, you could do a cancel, a Q, or you can come back over here, point the reticle, and it says connect, so that's more cable. All right, so we can do things really a couple different ways. Can we put... All right, so maybe so connect. You know, maybe... Yeah, it's done now. All right, so we're going to connect. We're going to just go right up the staircase, right over here, and this is just to get everything out of the way, more than anything else. I guess it doesn't really matter. All right, so we're going to move back just a little bit, and we're going to put that over in the corner. In fact, we could do... it's kind of interesting, but you can put them on the bulkheads. In fact, I don't want to do that because it will still bring that up. I don't want it up. I want it out of the way. So fabricate, and that will change to a connect. So we're going to connect that there. We're going to come over here and do a connect, and then we're going to come up the stairs. In fact, put this right in front of the door. And maybe we'll back off just a tiny bit here. So fabricate, and then connect. And now that we're here at the door, we'll just string sideways. So that's a connect. We'll come in here. I'm going to go to, in fact, right here. Maybe I'll come over a little bit. Fabricate. Doesn't like that. There we go. And then we'll do a connect as soon as it lets me do that. And then keep. Alright. What's this doing? Okay, switch cables. This is so frustrating. Why it does stupid crap like that. Alright, connect. Connect. So I probably wasn't watching, and what it ended up doing was do a connect itself. Alright, we're going to do one more thing over here, and then we're going to clean up here, and then we'll work our way down. Alright, so fabricate. We're going to actually put it on the bulkhead, and the reason we're going to put it on the bulkhead is because we're going to go all the way down with it, all the way to the bottom. Alright, so connect. So this should stay reasonably low, even though there shouldn't be anything in the way. Alright, so pull out our dismantling tool. We'll start doing some cleanup. I have turned the torch off, but these are fairly well lit areas. Alright, so pretty much everything here is cleaned. Now, you noticed I left the shelves, and I mentioned the shelves earlier, and you remember we put 2 of these shelves on the elevator. So those will eventually come up to us. So I have power, of course, to this room now, all the way from ultimately the roof. So the idea here is that we have enough stuff. Now, we can do this a couple different ways. Now, what I have been doing is just leave the ship right there. But again, some creativity has been that we open the doors, which are these big doors over here, and we drive the ship out and then drive the ship back on this side of the catwalk, and then we literally just come out that door and drop stuff onto the deck. Otherwise, we're having to do this. On the good side, you can get a lot of stuff. So chairs, for example, you can pitch all the way across. These shelves, you can. There's a couple different colors of shelves as you go to different platforms. So if I understand correctly, there is about 50 different platforms in the world. The world itself, it's Earth, right? It's a kind of an alternate reality Earth. The polar ice caps have melted, and so it's really just a water planet now. Now, how deep the water is, don't know. You know, this might be, Highlands, Texas. I have no idea, where these are, how far down these go. Are they floating platforms like some of the large oil platforms? Don't really know that much. In some cases, you can actually find underwater stuff, so I want these guys as well. Here's another table. I don't know that I actually need another Formica table, so we might actually just shred this one. So let me put that over here. And I don't think I need another one. So let me get this guy out. So we'll spin around, get this guy out. We'll take that chair and pitch that across. And then that'll probably completely chair us out. I don't think I need any more chairs. I've got the one more chair. Actually, there's a couple chairs on the elevator, so we may actually do well. Okay, I'm changing my aim just slightly. Normally, I would just pitch it across, but I talked earlier about this clipping through. So if this shelf hits the other shelf because of its velocity, it clips for just a millisecond, but it's enough to phase through, and so I want to just avoid that. So up a little and pitch. So hopefully that will go, and there it is. Nice. All right. Chair, just because if I really truly do not need it, then I can put it through the shredder. So really, chairs and shelves are about all you're going to pitch that far, which is exactly why I really want to bring the boat right over here. No place to moor it, but what you do is just go forward a little bit, back it sideways, and then get it angled to the point where you're under this side. So, all right. Moving forward, we'll grab these guys. I want now consistently. So let's turn these sideways. These are a little more challenging to get to the door because they're light enough. They just bounce around. You hit the top because you can't see. All right. So all right, I'm gonna leave these down over here. Just because. Stick to the floor or not. Why am I keeping those? No reason. It's mostly just the tiger orange, right? There aren't a lot of dividers, at least that I've seen in game. So just having a couple dividers, and again, it's just you steal things to make your boat your home. So there's really no need to do any of this. It's just kind of stuff. It's stuff. It's there. You're the only one here, so might as well take it. down so I don't hit the top, and then move around the corner. So the advantage of moving the boat is that the reality is it's getting a little frustrating because they want to fall over. So if we leave the boat where it is, then I'm literally carrying all this stuff, including the couches, that sort of thing, all the way around, which is really to say over here, down the stairs, across, up the stairs, around that corner, and then throwing it over the gap. So that gap is, I mean, the weird thing is what the hell caused that. And if you looked at a lot of the earlier demo versions, that was not broken. So, you know, devs just being devs, I guess. And the other side is, you know, that may be the way to get into, not sure if that's just a reflection or if that's actually a hole. That may be a hole in the bulkhead down there, which I hadn't noticed before. Don't know. So maybe that is the way into something else. But, kind of interesting. Possibly a new discovery for me. Maybe other players have found that. All right, so I don't think we have any use for another table. So there is a Formica table downstairs. Actually, there is. Sorry, there is. So I've kind of created. So why, if you are a solitary robot, would you actually need multiple beds on a ship? No reason. Collecting stuff to collect stuff because OCD. Fun to do. It's just something to do. So so this room here, I actually created a bedroom there. I have my main quarters there, and then I actually put a bed and table and couch on the bow. So you can't use any of it as far as I can tell, but maybe that will change eventually, that they will like put a sit function or something and have a camera swivel and all that. Don't know, maybe. But again, it's all free stuff. So you don't really need the materials, although the rest frames actually are very rich in materials, so if you truly need them, then shred the hell out of them. Alright, so good thing I can So this is the other advantage as you're building your electrical system down. You basically can stop and charge at any time. So we're going to do one more thing. We're literally going to build our electric going down. So as I mentioned earlier, we are indeed going to go down the ladder, which is here. So the interesting thing is we're going to have to go down just a little bit and then look at this and connect, and then go on down the ladder. Alright, so if you look here, we're at 6 meters, so we can actually go quite a bit further. I'm going to do an enter and then go on down. And then just for, sake of making sure I don't go, so I was at 6, now I'm at 15. I don't know if that next platform down is 5 meters or not. I suppose we can try. I'm really close, and we are at 20. Alright, so here's what we'll do. We'll do the fabricate thing, which is a
begin the cycle. Keep the flow steady. Carry on, caretaker. Caretaker. Systems active. Cycle beginning. Your mission remains the same. Grow, sustain, deliver. Last response required constant supervision. Confirm. Confirm water supply. Confirm electrical flow. Ensure nutrient delivery. Without interruption.
And we'll do, hopefully it will let us connect. Yes, it did. Okay, so we're gonna continue connect. We're gonna get onto this ladder, enter, which is an E, and then we're gonna go on down here. Yeah. And then I'm gonna put this one on the corner, even though we're way short. We're at 9 meters, so not really necessary. All right, so connect. We're gonna go on to the left. That was not what I wanted to do. Right, up. Connect, and then back down. Disconnected on the back side of this. Connect. Yes. Will. Right, I'm going to put this one right here. Okay, fabricate. We'll do a hopefully connect, which will connect us to right there. Connect. And we're doing okay with power at this point, so we're going to do a connect. We'll go as far as we can. In fact, we're going to go to the edge of the stairs here, so that's an E for fabricate. Connect. And then we'll come on to this side and do another connect. Go up the stairs and go as far down as we can possibly go. Oh, I guess it's going to let me do that. All right, we'll fabricate here just because. No real reason, and then do a connect. And at this point, I don't really need another connect, so we'll drop that there. All right, and at this point, we do a connect. Wander through, and we're going to go right to the electric cable. Now we're going to do 2 more things over here, which I probably I'm gonna. This is kind of silly, but so build. We're going to set this in front here. So fabricate, we're going to do one over here, which is going to go right there. Also fabricate and Q to cancel. So here's what we're going to do. Connect, and then swap cables, connect, and we're going to go connect. We're going to try and point to connect, and then we're going to grab cable and connect. So this is kind of the same thing. It's somewhat of a waste if you consider this is what, a plastic and a iron. So you could make the argument that I just wasted a plastic and an iron just to put this down. On the other side of that, does it really matter? We got a lot of stuff here. So here's this showing you how they're minimal of 1 meter. So the minimum cable length is 1 meter, so you can see it kind of doing its kind of coily thing. Definitely not taut. All right. We have adequate power for the moment, so let's go ahead and start some strapping down here. for the most part, I think I have carried almost everything except the beds. So the rest frames, I have an orange. And I do need that particular orange mattress. I don't need the other one. I don't. I do need this because this goes on the back. That's not what I want to do. Right. So sideways and doors. So I don't think I have the room. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the lights back on because, oh wow, that things that make you go, See, this is a little frustrating. So this has phased through. There's absolutely nothing you can do about that. Grind it down. That's the end. Which is kind of frustrating. So whatever it was that happened here is, I have no idea. I don't even remember where that was. So we may have to, restack a lot of this stuff. All right, so I think this is a Formica table over here. So, but I do like the diamond plate over here. So yeah, damn. The good news is I can dismantle most of this. Get cracking. A lot of this is just kind of tedious, so maybe I'll go ahead and just work my way out. So I'll charge here. We'll go in. Let me turn that off. I don't. I don't really need anything in this aisle because the red lights are plenty adequate, and then there's light over here. So let's focus over here initially. So again, the whole point here is just cleaning up. So here's the mosquito. You're going to hate those. So we already went up here, so there's really no reason to have this, but you do need that if you're going up there. That's one of those things to remember. All right, so that's that. We'll go in. Turn on the light for a moment. So we have the beam, we have the lockers, nothing you can do there. The shelf. And then so I need the Formica table, and I've got that diamond. Maybe I don't need the diamond. All right. I'm just going to put this out in the proverbial lobby. So even though normally this is too heavy to lift the frame and the mattress, you can actually do it. Now, here's the problem. The bed frame, the rest frame, is as wide as the door. So getting it through the doors is painful sometimes. All right, so we're going to leave that there. All right. and we'll continue dismantling here. So that is, this room is clear. Turn that off. Let's go to this one. Okay, remember these guys are glass, right? These are the sweethearts. We already demonstrated the live versions of those. All right, in here, turn the light on. We see a chair. All right, so this is a chair that we need. I don't need a table. Unfortunately, I'm down a shelf, so that's a little frustrating. This is my room. So no shelf, no lockers. Can't do anything with the lockers. At least I don't think we can. Nope. And I do not need the mattress. So I'm going to go ahead and find down the mattress. We're going to carry this out as well. That's because you get silly, yes, absolutely. But hey, we're playing a game for fun, right? So we're going to go out. In this case, I'm going to carry these 2 frames. There are 3 frames down here. I only need 2. I've already got one on the ship because that's the one that was on the pier. So in that case, I think we're clear in this room. Yep, clear. So I'm going to turn the light off. And we'll go over here. This is the last room, and I guess okay, I hauled that one out already, which means it's actually this side. Yep. So nothing in the locker. Can't do anything there. Okay. Now, there is a blue mattress upstairs, so I really do not need it. It's next to the dock, and I'll show you where that is. Uh-oh, that was blew up in my face. Alright, so we're going to have to go down here and... Alright, so minor detour here. Not sure why that blew up in my face, because it's a sleeping bag. The dangerous robot eating sleeping bag. Maybe I was too close, I don't know. You might have noticed it did phase through the mattress a little, so maybe that was part of what was going on there. Okay, I'm going to go over here, I'm going to charge, come back, and do a save. So this is interesting, we're now attached to the battery on that side, and these are the batteries upstairs. So this is the 5th battery. And again, the thing to remember here is this is kind of demo, so I'm doing all of this as kind of, you're going to get to platforms where you have to do stuff like this. So now that you have seen it, you're going to be able to say, oh, I remember that, and you can do it. So this is just kind of an illustration of what you can do, and you will need to do some of this. So yes, I'm a little OCD because I'm making sure things are, you know, as close to the floor as I can get them and that sort of thing. You know, putting one of the extenders at the bottom of the stairs so you don't have, you know, the thing up in the air and all that. Because if you were literally to go from that extender out there, you probably have, you know, you get halfway up the stairs, maybe all the way up the stairs, and it's literally going to be zoop down and just hanging across the room. Not that it really matters, but you know, it's if you like math and you do the Pythagorean theorem on how much more cable I've put out here, it's kind of negligible, and hey, I've got the resources. So, all right, let's save real quick, and then we'll go back to our work. So enter all works. So 3 enters in a row, and nice. Okay, I am getting a little heavy, so eventually that's gonna be a problem, but I do have a solution. It's an amusing solution, in fact. All right, so I think we checked that particular one, so I think it's this one. Apparently not. Did I do everything? Oh, what is this one? Alright, so I do not need this frame because I've got 2 frames out here, so we can nuke this one. So look here, we have high-tech scraps, we have tech scraps, we have broken glass, we have aluminum scraps, wire scraps, and copper scraps. Okay, so we have a lot of stuff. These are really rich in resources. So when you find these, if you don't need them for anything on your ship, then hey, take them. 3 parts. Alright, 7 to put that down. This is a light orange, so I guess this is a Siberian tiger. So we're gonna throw this in here. You would think laying something out would be really simple, but no, not. All right, we'll finish clearing out up here. So 7 to get my dismantling tool. One more thing, I think. Pardon me. All right, I think that is it. So when you're hauling these and you're doing it simultaneously, you have the mattress and you have the frame. So we're grabbing the frame, but just watch that center bottom to see what it's actually doing. So this may be a little easier now that I'm a bit stronger because I did, you know, this a little differently. Okay, narrow door. We're going to have to take some time down here to fix the elevator, which is to say there's a mess there, which I have no idea how that happened, but okay, that down. Got finished in here. Yep. Alright, so turn that light off. Alright, so I think we are entirely clean down here, which means the only thing I have left is to carry this one out. I have done everything down here I needed to do. So I do apologize. I was listening to an earlier recording, and the sound really is, which is to say my voice, is really kind of hideous. One of the reasons is my mic placement. So I have dual curved monitors. They're one right on top of the other. So it kind of creates an echo chamber. So when I talk, of course, my voice is bouncing off the curve of the monitor. And it also curves, bounces off the curve of the monitor that's above the one I'm really looking at. And the microphone is in the middle of that. So it's kind of like, not really parabolic, but, parabolic reflection of sound, which makes voice sound really funny. So I'm going to have to play with the placement of the mic. And worst case scenario, I might have to shift to headset, even though I tend to not like to wear headsets for a long time. Alright, so just because we're going to go ahead and clean up down here because we can. So everything is out down there. So we'll clean up in this room, and then we'll be done in this room, which then means we just work on the elevator area, which is going to be frustrating. On the plus side of the elevator area, which maybe we could go out here and do this first. So So the diamond plate table will go on the bow, and this one, which I think I do have one upstairs, maybe I don't, maybe I killed that one, so we'll haul that one up too, was going to go in the other room, which is where the health thing is. So we'll take these two tables up. But most everything else down here, we can do the robots, all that sort of stuff. So we'll clear through an awful lot of stuff down here. It's a little frustrating that it looks like grenade went off down here. Everything. That cleans up this corner. Actually, so remember, all these are plastic. Plastic scratch. So by the time we're done here, we'll actually have quite a bit of plastic, and then there is a metric boatload up on the roof, which we will clear out. I've left most of that up there, so you'll join me for that. Also, plastic, these pallets. More energy. necessity, but kind of frustrating. I'm looking forward to really understanding how the battery backpack functions. I think that'll be really cool. Remember, we had 6, so that's 1. We're down to 5 robots. I don't remember how many computers. In the end, we can dismantle them all. The advantage to cleaning all of this out is you have more room to maneuver, or in this case, I have more room to maneuver. So when I'm moving things around, it's a bit more convenient. You don't use a lot of fabric. It's there, but you really don't use that much. Okay. Gotta recharge. At least charging happens quickly, so there is that. Got a couple things to finish over here, and then we will show you the amusing storage methodology. Alright, there's that. Now, I suppose... So I was going to use this on the roof, but there's absolutely no reason I can't use it here. Okay, so open. In this case, we have a bunch of scrap, which is ultimately going in here. So Q. Oh, that didn't help a lot. Oops. Just improving a little bit. All right, so that didn't really help that much. Alright, so, okay, stuff over here, and then we'll do a bit more grinding over here, and I'll have to reorganize this stuff, which is really kind of frustrating. Alright. can have sparks from a plastic pallet. I'm not sure. Alright, so we're pretty much cleaned up. This thing I'm going to take. I think there's another blue one up somewhere, but I don't know. Alright. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Alright. And the good news, that did not get attached into anything, so that's actually really cool. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this amusing thing for you. I really truly think you will find this amusing. So I'm going to stand over here in the corner. We're going to open inventory and we're going to drop some stuff. That's just so we can move around. So I'm going to do accuse. Tab and then we'll back up. So this is the scrap pile. Now you can see we're moving around pretty good. Alright, we can get in here and I guess we gotta charge. As you can see, our movement has completely changed again. So with all that weight, it made it kind of difficult to get around there. There are advantages, like when you're moving something really heavy, like one of the rest frames, then it can actually help you out quite a bit. All right, so computers. Now be careful as you're looking around. Look and see what you're actually pointing at, because you may not be pointing at what you thought you were. Alright, let me put this away. I'm going to get on the right keys, maybe. I'm going to just move those out of the way for the moment. And I'm going to reposition the couches. So I'm going to kind of rebuild this exactly as we did it before. Again, I don't know what happened here. That was really kind of frustrating. I mean, something blew up. Because you can see how, you know, all these bits and pieces and stuff. You know, so I don't know what happened, but definitely. Okay, so that robot was number 2. This was number 3. Here is number 4. There is number 5. And number 6. Okay, so all the robots are here. So something blew up because there are these kinds of the scraps and stuff that you see. All right, so let's get the couch in here, kind of reset. Back this out and look at that over here. Alright, and that one is not quite in there correctly. so difficult, but there's still some, you know, interesting physics and, you know, little bugs, I'm sure, that they're working through. Alright, so this is just barely in there, which is good. Alright, so here's what I mean, this phasing through. Oh, it came loose. That's unexpected. Okay, so on the plus side, we just dislodged the that shelf. Now the downside is the as you can see, the chair is totally wedged in there, so that's a, you know, not a good thing. Up against the couches. All right, so I really, this particular chair I like because it has all these, it has pretty stable feet. But I think that's a lost cause. So unfortunately, I don't see that there would necessarily be any way to get that out. So, all right. Alright, now that we've somewhat cleaned up the mess, I'll go and redo the health because it's right behind me. And, oh my goodness, I'm 18 minutes over the hour and I apologize for that. So, we'll disconnect this part, we will do the health.
Drawn from Exo's earliest work in extreme environments.
We'll do the save and then we'll call this one good. Enter, enter, enter. And there we are. Alright, this is Kenty Tiger signing off. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.